All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash, Baruch. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, the rule well, and a salute and a shalom to all the Akim that are out here labor pushing this truth in all sincerity and in truth. The title of this lesson would be, what type of reputation do you want to be remembered for? What type of reputation do you want to be remembered for? All right. This is the importance of having a good reputation in the East. This is the importance of having a good reputation in the East. In the East, having a good reputation is paramount, deeply tied to collective honor, trust, social harmony, and family lineage. Often built on integrity, reliability, and fulfilling duties, acting as a vital social currency that ensures community respect, business success, and personal opportunities far beyond just individual perception, influencing how families are viewed and opportunities arise within tight-knit networks. See? Because when you have a good reputation, right, people will associate that with you coming from what? A good family. See? Now, this is Proverbs 22:1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. Right? Choose a good reputation over great riches, and being held in high esteem is better than silver and gold. All right, man, because having a good reputation is actual wealth. It's actual riches. See? Now, remember in the book of, do I have this? Hold on real quick. All right, this is, let's get come on, man. 2 Maccabees 6. Let's see what, verse 10. All right. This is 2 Maccabees 6:18. It say, Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh, but choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spitted forth, and came of his own accord to the torment. Right? So, Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, right? He chose, right? He chose to, right? He basically chose death before dishonor. See, Because he didn't want to live with a stained reputation, man, with a stained background. He didn't want that to happen, man. So he chose death. He chose death before dishonor. Basically, they say, as it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand against such things, stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. But they that had the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, and besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat the flesh, eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. All right. So they said, hey, Eliezer, now okay, you ain't got to eat that, but how about you bring, all right, but how about some clean, lawful meat, but you can make it as if you did eat it, right? It says that in doing so, he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them find favor. But he began to consider discreetly. He thought within himself, like, what should I do, right? It say, and has become his age and the excellency of his ancient years, and it says, and the honor of his gray head, whereon was come. In most says, in his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law, made and given by Yahweh. Therefore, he answered accordingly, and willed them straightways to send him to the grave. So he basically said, look, I'm not gonna do this thing because I refuse to have a stained reputation, man. See, he basically said he wants to have a good and clean reputation, man. They say, for it becometh not our age, he said, in any wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eliezer, being 80 years old, and 10 were now gone to a strange religion. It says, so they through mind hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer should be deceived by me and get a stain to mine old age and make it abominable. See, man? All right, man. So Jake, when it comes to the MOTB, man, we have to have the same thought process. All right, we have to be in the same spirit that Eliezer was in. Boop, boop, boop. All right, man, we have to be in the same mindset and have the same spirit that Eliezer had. See? It says, for though the present time I should be delivered from death, the con says, says, for though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. See, man, so when it comes to the MOTB, Jake, if you take it, you won't, Jake, man, if you take it, man, you will not escape the punishment of Yahweh Shema Shah. You will not escape the judgment, man, of the Almighty. Right, man? That's why it says what? It says, fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill what, the soul? But fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So basically, fear who? Yahweh Shema Shah. Where now, it says, wherefore now, manfully changing this life, I will shew myself such an one as mine age requireth, and leave a notable example to such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws. When he had said these words, immediately he went out to the torment. See, man. So, Jake, man, we must be in the same mindset, man. We must be in the same spirit, man. Be willing and ready to die for the honorable and holy laws of Yahweh Shema Shah. It says, they that led him, changing the good, will they bear him a little before into hatred, because the foresaid speeches proceeded, as they thought, from a desperate mind. It says, but when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto Yahweh Shema Shah that had the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains in body by being beaten, but in soul am well content to suffer these things, because I fear him. Fear who? Yahweh Shema Shah. It says, and thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of noble courage, right? Of a noble courage and a memorial of virtue, not only to young men, but unto all his nation. A good reputation, man. A good reputation is very important. Jake, we must be willing and ready to give our life for the laws of Yahweh Shema Shah. Bottom line. All right. So with that, I say Shalom.